Hi everyone, this is Dollar, and this video is going to show you how to cycle a BioCube 32 display tank. If you haven't seen the other videos, I show how to set it up, as well as how to set up a quarantine tank and to cycle that as well. And there's several videos on the playlist, you can check those out. For this video, we're going to try to cycle this display tank, which is a 32-gallon Coralife BioCube LED 32. As stated in the setup video, it has a West Mariculture bonsai reef that's going to be holding the different corals, and it has 22 pounds of crushed coral for the bedding, and water is just salt water that I mixed in my mixing station. You can see those videos as well. And we are ready to cycle it. We have the invertebrates in the quarantine tank right now, and we're just getting, as soon as this water is ready, we're going to transfer those over. We're going to try to cycle this with Dr. Tim's Aquatics, one and only. We tried that with the quarantine tank and did not have much success. It went through a normal cycling process. But we're going to see if it'll work in this one. Okay, the pump's been going for about 24 hours now. It's actually cleared up quite a bit. So now I get to make it foggy again by adding Dr. Tim's Aquatics, one and only. Hopefully we'll have better luck with the main tank than we did with the quarantine tank. It says it goes in foggy. And so we'll let that go for 24 hours and check the levels. Now we're going to add the ammonium chloride. It's actually going to take 128 drops at 4 drops per every gallon at 32 gallons. So we'll go ahead, get that going. Six, 127, 128. Okay, so we're going to let that go for 24 hours. Then we'll come back and check the ammonia and nitrite levels. So I'm checking the water parameters on the main display tank. It's actually been a week from the last one. If you watched the quarantine cycling tank video, the identical thing happened. The one and only didn't work at all, from what I can tell. We had super high ammonia ratings in the main tank, and nitrites were at 0, which is fine. So this has been a week, so here's the current ratings. Still got very good nitrate, which is 0, which doesn't mean a whole lot if your ammonia is not working. Here's the ammonia levels. It looks like it's gotten to about 2.0, a little darker than that, probably a little below 4, maybe 3 would be about right. So we're back in a normal cycling phase with the main display tank. On this tank we have the crushed coral as well as the matrix stuck in the back over here, which is a way to provide surface for the bacteria to grow on. It's just going to be a longer process, as the one and only has not worked on this tank either. So we will continue to monitor. Sorry for not doing a daily update on this, but to be honest, it's a little bit frustrating that this I've been through 4 bottles of one and only, not a single one has worked as advertised, even though everything I've read and watched on it says it works great. But for me, I'm 0 and 2 with it. So I will keep testing the waters and keep you posted in a few weeks. Hopefully the ammonia will get down. I'll cycle it through the full cycle and actually walk you through those steps as well as we go through it. And then hopefully we'll get those invertebrates over to this tank soon. Okay, here's a quick update. It's been 3 weeks on cycling this tank. Right now, let me grab the cards here. It's actually a very similar pattern to what we're seeing with the quarantine tank if you watch those videos. Right now the ammonia is dropped. It's kind of been stable at about 0.25, which is the second to the top. It hasn't got to 0 yet. But the nitrites have climbed, which is again to be expected, and they're about 2.0, which is this one down here. Sorry about the lighting. It's a very similar pattern. There we go, 2.0. Very similar pattern to what we saw with the quarantine tank. So this is going through the full cycle on its own. So I did put one and only in at the very beginning, but have not repeated it. I have started dosing it with C-Chem Stability, which is also a thing to help, a product to help activate and maintain the growth of bacteria. So been putting about about 1.5 caps a day into it for 30 gallons. And I actually been adding that to the quarantine tank as well at a 1/2 cap a day for 10 gallons. So it's a 1/2 cap for every 10 gallons. So we'll keep this one going. It actually looks great. It's nice and clear. The other tank, quarantine tank's actually getting quite a bit of algae. I do have the snails and the invertebrates in there, keeping it going. But looking forward to getting this one acclimated. I'm going to run it through its full cycle rather than put things in there prematurely. So I'll keep you updated. Thanks. Okay, we're nearing week 4 on the cycling of the Coralife BioCube 32. And let's check the results of the tests. So here we have nitrites. It's hard to tell the difference on this, but it has lightened a little bit. Looks like about 2.0 on that. It was a little darker the other day, but 2.0 here. And let's look at the ammonia. Here's the ammonia. It was looking like 0 earlier, but it looks more like 0.5 right now. So it is dropping. It might be close to 0.25. It is dropping, which is good. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'd say this is nearing week 4, so we'll check it again in a few more days. It's been 4 weeks since I started the main tank. So I am going to test it. I'm hoping to be able to get the invertebrates from the quarantine tank into here this weekend. So let me do a quick test, see what the ammonia and nitrites look like. Let's look at the results. There we go. It's pretty low. It looks like about 0.25, not 0, but pretty close. So I'm going with 0.25. Nitrites 0.5 to 1. Still pretty high on that. I did do a water change this morning, but both my tanks have pretty high nitrites. I'm not sure why. So the ammonia looked pretty good. Nitrites pretty high. I did the water change. These numbers are actually better than the quarantine tank when I put the invertebrates in there. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer them over. They've been over there about 6 weeks. I think this will be a better environment for them. So I wouldn't say this is 100% cycled, but it's pretty close. We'll keep an eye on it, but for now that's going to be it for this video. I'll keep you posted on progress. Please check out my other videos. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see. Thanks a lot.